Welcome, my brothers. You already know who it is. I'm D. This is the Future Fathers FF podcast. Yes. Back in the building. We're back in the space. My brothers, how you been? I've been good, as I always am. You know me already. I'm always good. I like to keep myself up. Or should I say, I like to try and keep myself up as much as I can. Just doing whatever I can to keep myself up. So how you been? How's work been? Work's been alright for me. How's the family? How's the children? How's the missus? Your partners? How is life treating you? Life for me at the moment, it's alright. It's not too bad, bros. It's going alright. Work's good. Home's alright. Well, no, home's good. I shouldn't say home's alright like that. Because some man will be like, oh, there's problems. No, there's nothing. Actually, no. There's no problems. Yeah, there's always issues, but there's no problems. You work through issues. That's just life. Anyway, my brothers, what we on today? What are we on today? Don't know. What you been on? I'm joking. I'm not. Let me stop playing around. Yeah. I'm gonna ask a serious question. How many of you have sat down at home by yourself and thought, how do I do this? By pushing through. That's how. I don't mean to be stupid or carry on foolish, but the only reason I will tell you why. The only reason is I've been doing that is because, do you know what? Sometimes you don't have the right thing in mind. You don't have the right question or the right way to put a question. My brothers, how do we get through it? How do you get through it every day? Like, it's not an easy question to ask. You can't ask just like. I can't even say that. I ask myself, but you know what, bros? I'm big. I'm a big man. I got time to sit down. I've had time to sit down and question myself, my actions, my decisions, and contemplate. Well, okay, you know what? Maybe if I didn't do that, or if I'd have done that differently, or if I'd have said this, if I'd have acted, blah blah blah. There's so many different things. And we're all individual. So certain things that might work for me, they ain't gonna work for you. And certain things that work for you, they ain't gonna work for me. All we can do is come with our experiences and be like, yo, this is what happened to me, and this is how I dealt with it. One sec. Yeah, there we go. No fizzing. Yeah. We can only come together and be like, well, do you know what? This is my story. Now, I got a couple brothers I got wanting to do interviews with, and I'm gonna pick their brains about various different things. The reason why I'm even mentioning it is because that's what we do here. Or should I say that's what I do? That's what we do. That is actually what we do, me and my brother as well. We pick each other's brains, and I get to pick other brothers' brains. That's what I do. Because for me, it's easier now than it has been to ask a question and freely feel like, you know what, I'm not asking you a dumb question and you can't really give me a stupid answer. Of course you can, by choice, but a relevant answer is not going to be anything that I can really be like, oh, that's dumb, because the answer is your experience. Now, a lot of us will go through various different things in our lives. We put through a lot of different circumstances and have different situations arise. But having the mental fortitude to get through that is something completely different. I don't know if I have the mental fortitude to get through certain situations. None of us do. You have to be put in that situation for you to know how you would deal with it. But even in it, you won't know. The only relevant answer I can give you about any situation is after the fact. After it's happened. That's the only reason I'm able to sit here and talk to you at length on certain subjects, because I've gone through quite a few things. I've seen quite a few things. I'm not going to give man certain details and things, but brother, like, come on, like, live your lives. There's 24 hours in a day. There's so many different things that you come across in your everyday life that I don't think about. I'm not you. And not only am I not you, but I may be in a different position to you. I'm not talking relative to where we are on the globe. I'm just talking intellectually, spiritually. I'm like on a base level as human beings. Yeah, I'm not you. Yeah, you ain't me. We haven't had the same experiences, even if we have had similar experiences. The situations surrounding the circumstances that we're in may be completely different, even if by some small chance it happens to be almost identical. You know what comes down to it then? Thought process. How do you think about things? And my brothers, not to be funny, but you know what? Certain men don't think enough. Certain men just brush over things. And it's not until man experience certain things that they start thinking, oh, you know what? Okay, I have to deal with it like this. Now, it's funny. I mentioned to my missus the other day, yeah, it's really weird that little boys only tend to learn things when things happen. Yeah, we go through life and you know, we take on information, we see different things happen, but little boys learn, and I feel this is what I've seen. Yeah, you can teach a little boy certain things, yeah, but the only time he actually learns something in what you're teaching him or what he's going through in his situation is when something actually happens, when there is I don't want to use the word catalyst, because that's not what the word I'm looking for. When there is a certain amount of I just had it and lost it. When there's a certain amount of weight, yeah. When there's profit to be had, or there's loss, yeah. Or it's an extreme of one thing or something else, or and this is in the very odd occasion, it's a neutral situation, but it's so profound that you learn something from it anyway. And I'm using that as an example because I've been in two situations where one I can remember what was it? I can't remember. But I know I've been in a situation where it was like something was going to happen and it didn't. And it was like, huh? You know, one of those situations. Now, I must be thinking of something different. I must be. But you know those situations where you think to yourself, did that just happen? And it's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing. And you're just like, I don't understand that. Those kind of situations. Because them things happen as well. They're rare, as I said, they're rare. But they do happen. And going through all of these different things, as I've said on a number of occasions, they build character. And not only do they build character, but I'm a firm believer, or should I say, I trust in this statement. As men and boys, you need to go through certain things, yeah, to build, as my nan would say, to cultivate a soul backbone. Yeah, to make sure your backbone is strong. there's certain things as a dude you kind of have to go through them. There's certain lessons in life. I wouldn't even say you kind of have to. There's certain lessons that life will teach you just because you're a man. That's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. There's certain things life will just throw at you because you're a dude. There's no way around it. Like, yeah, there's certain things that will happen to you, and it's how we deal with them, which was the whole point in me asking this question. Because think about it, my brothers, or fathers, should I say? Think about it, my fathers. We're all dads. We're all dads, or we're all future fathers. So how it's coming across is, how do you deal with it? Yeah. What are you able to impart, should I say? Because think about it like this. We've all grown to a point where we're able to have children. So we've all had a childhood. What do you remember from your childhood that was beneficial to you? And what do you remember from your childhood that was not necessarily beneficial, but something that benefited your surroundings? Because a lot of us don't think about that. If you're able to contribute to your surroundings from a very young age, and if you're in an area where it's quite affluent, or people know everyone in said area, yeah, what you're able to accomplish when you're older is just a little bit more, because you've learned certain lessons that you may not necessarily have learned when you were younger, or lessons that you have learned and you learned earlier because of your access. I'm just putting it out there because you know what? As a dad, sorry, I didn't know how I was going to deal with being a dad. I didn't. I hoped I did an okay job. That was it. I couldn't say, oh yeah, you know what? I wish this happened. Well, yeah, obviously I did wish for them things to happen. I wished for me to be a good dad, but I could never see how good I was doing. I was never aware of how much input I had. I was never aware of how important I was. And just having that in my head now, seeing my boys as men and growing and doing their own thing, starting their own path in life, it's a lot, because now I'm like, okay, so I did do alright. And I've mentioned this before, but all of that goes back to me pushing through and saying, you know what, this is what I am doing is the right thing. What I am doing is necessary. Because you will only see it after the fact. Yeah, I said it already and I'm saying it again. Because you only learn lessons, or should I say you only know what you've learned after something has happened. My children are old enough to be out in the world on their own without too much or a whole heap of guidance. They still need, guidance, obviously, but I'm saying they're making their own way in the world. Now I can see how much time I put in to my boys and how much I myself, asking the question, how do I get through this? How it's affected them, how it's pushed them, how it's molded them. Now, thinking back, I'm like, thinking back to my childhood, I'm like, okay, so when I was spoken to like that and learned how to just be like, okay, I'm not even listening, it doesn't matter. I see that in my boys. Now, they haven't necessarily, I don't know, I cannot say because I wasn't at school with them the same time they was. They obviously may have had to learn the same lessons, but having been taught how to deal with things like that, because they've got a male role model that actually told them, no, these things will happen. Seeing their reactions, now it's just like, oh, it is actually water off a duck's back, because you've been taught, so you know. And I'm saying all of this to answer the main question, how do you do it as a dad? My brothers, you will know what it's like to go through all of those circumstances and situations we just covered. A lot of us, a lot of you out there listening will know exactly what that's like going through that without a male role model, a consistent male role model. Some of you know what it's like to not have one at all. You know what? What was that? Hold on a sec. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you heard that big crash. It was the big one going out to work. So he's coming back with these roller skates on the stairs, making a whole heap of noise. Like we don't live in a block of flats. Anyway, going through all of those different things help you deal with your son, your sons, your daughters, your children. Because don't forget, if you've got daughters, you've seen and you know what boys are like with little girls and around little girls. So there's lessons there to be had as well. I can't teach those lessons, which is why I got my brother. That's why I got my bro, because he knows what he's talking about. And obviously why we're going to have other people on, because they know what they're talking about as well, because it's their experience. But you know what it's like not having a dad around. If you do, getting back to my point, you know what it's like not having a dad around. Just be the dad you would want. Simple. That's how you get through it. That right there is how you get through it, my brothers. My father's everywhere across the globe, because I know they're listening to me across the globe. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's how we get through it. Be the dad that you would want to pull. Be the dad that you would want to pull. I have to say it twice. I actually had to say it twice. Because when your children are young, and you're around them, and you're talking to them, you're teaching them, regardless of whether it's good lessons or you're teaching them about something bad, not teaching them anything bad, when you're teaching them about something bad, those lessons are remembered. And the significance of those lessons may not be, the significance of those lessons may be lost on you over time, but on your children, they may have a lasting effect. Because as parents, having been a parent myself for quite a while now, if you tell your child off, a certain time you're telling them off and you kind of forget about what you're telling them off for. Sometimes, if it's over and over and over again, you remember. If it's a one-off thing, sometimes you forget. Certain times, those youths don't forget, That's the wickedest thing, because it's the one time that they get. I've noticed, especially with my two, the one time. Those are the ones that they remember. The ones that are, I don't want to say nagging, but they're more consistent. Do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. I can tell you because I got boys. Tidy up your room. Pick up your clothes. Them things there, that's consistent. Those things they're always going to remember. Like, it's something that's in their head. But the one-time things, those are the ones that they're like, oh, crumbs. I've got to sort this. You see what I mean? It's those ones there that they're like, oh, alright, fair enough, cool. I got to fix this. And the funny thing is, the older they get, I'm not going to say the more they remember. Sometimes they tend to not remember. Sometimes they can remember. It just depends on them, the individual, and the situation. Sorry, I'm drinking my water. I'm saying? Sometimes it's just, my brothers, you know what? Get through it. Get through it. There's no other way for me to say it, Apart from, you can actually get through it. Don't think you can't, and don't think you're the only one, because I'll tell you something right now, that don't help. It won't help you, and it won't help the children. What will help them is you pushing through. Just, you know what, I'm gonna do this. do it. I want to do it. And that's ultimately what it is. My brothers, I know you want to do it. Yeah, I know this. Which is why you're here. Because you want some kind of advice. I don't even want to say advice. Some kind of inkling of somebody else going through something similar. So you can say, all right, I understand that. And especially if we're able to share as well, like I like to do. Yeah. There's a brother out there listening. There's a man out there listening. There's even some ladies, some single moms out there listening because they've got boys and they're like, I do not know how to deal with you. I'm gonna give you some nuggets of information. Yeah. Single moms, don't think that you're that boy's dad. You're not. Be his mom. Be his mom. Just involve him. Yeah. Don't involve him too much, but don't give him too much. Don't hold him too close. Yeah. Let him go out and do. Let him do it, boy. Yeah. I know that sounds mad, but still. And my brothers, fathers, listen. If you've got boys, yeah, encourage them to do things with you. Yeah. Encourage them to do things with you. Because it will help you teach them. And it will help you push through all of that. You'll be able to push it to one side because we all know our children are important to us. And those are the ones that we want to teach. So you teach them. Have them by your side. Make sure they know what you're teaching them. And let them know, you know what, yeah, all of this information I got is for you. That's how you push through. That's how you do it as a dad. Now, I don't know if any of this helped. And I know it's a little bit short. But you know what? Sometimes you don't need to say too much. My brothers, how do we do this? You ever thought to yourself, how am I going to do this? I know you have. Because I have. And the only way I can make you see clearly on how to do this is to push through. I've got two sons, the ages of 21 and 17. Both are working by the grace of the Most High. Both of them are earning money. Both of them are doing something constructive with their life, and I hope they continue. And all of that has been testament to their mum and myself. My children came way before me. Sometimes it's necessary for you to put your child before yourself because it benefits them. You want your child in a better position? You have to take a back seat. My brothers, I'm D. This has been the Future Fathers FF podcast. I beg you, stay blessed.